Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Total War Attila here today on the channel. We have episode 2 of my Age of Justinian Let's Play as the Romans slash the Byzantines as Justinian himself. Alright, so in today's video we're going to continue to maintain and grow the empire's food production, sanitation. We also want to try and spread Greek Christianity as well. But yeah, we have to keep a watchful eye on our borders in the east. Also, I've made the decision to launch a reconquest of Iberia, Hispania. We're going to go put most of our military assets to a full-on war against the Visigoths. I think retaking Spain is the play. So I hope you guys like the sound of that. So here's the empire at the moment. The Eastern Roman Empire, or what you would consider is the strongest. We still need to replenish and repair some of those desolate regions in Iberia. And we're going to put most of my armies over to the west. Getting rid of the Visigoths that we're at war with is definitely the place. We've got an army in the south, just in Carthago. We're currently sieging Tarraco, and we'll see how the Visigoths react. Okay, will we be intercepted by anyone potentially? No. In the last episode, we basically restructured the economy. The Goths have been attacked. Okay, so these are the Goths that occupy the Crimea. Oh no! Oh no! Justinian is dead. Oh, 77 years of age. He is now passed the throne to his son, Justinius, and then Tiberius is now the heir. Maybe I should have named Belisarius the next emperor. Because we could have made him the emperor, yeah. Anyway, oh, that's a shame. R.I.P. in the comments in the chat. RIP. It's a shame he started so old in this campaign. Okay, so the feast. So we can invite our allies, invite our neighbors. I guess neighbors, because our allies are probably more happy with me. But yes, we're at war with some Horde faction, thanks to the Goths. Okay, welcome to the top of the turn. So, we do have an army that we can send north if we need to. We do have a fleet in Palma as well that can come in and give us some reinforcements. There is an army inside, so the siege equipment is now being built with Tiberius, who is now the heir and is a higher ranking prince. Alright, so we have a battering ram and a ladder. We'll fight this one here and have our first major siege against the Visigoths. Alrighty, welcome to the Battle of Tarraco, 555 AD. Our first major settlement we're hopefully going to be able to take in the Iberian Peninsula. Okay, so this army is a little bit battle hardened, as it was able to take the southern France port city of Narbo. So we'll try and reform up here. So Belisarius is coming over, and a couple of armies. So we have about 4 or 5 full stacks in operation. We're going to throw at least 3 armies into Iberia, and then we have to sort of keep a small military presence in North Africa, Italy, and in the east, because I do not trust the Sassanids and some of the desert tribes. Okay, so looking at this settlement, pushing in from this left-hand side is probably the play. Luckily, where we have deployed, there doesn't seem to be any towers there, so we should be able to march, push up and advance, and sort of attach those ladders to the walls without, well, very minimum archer power, which is good. Okay, so I've divided my army up into a couple of banks. We have a reserve line, we have an archer line, and a cavalry line as well. So this is going to be a little bit tricky to micromanage, because I will have to deal with my fleet. And they really outnumber me as well. So we'll just have to see how they go. We'll move my archers up. The movement is a little bit iffy, but they should be okay. It's just because they're spread out. We'll move my cavalry up as well. They should be able to just absolutely smash on through any unit that's going to be landing. Okay, so let's move my navy here. So we'll use the, let's say, 3 swords and archers and skirmisher ships as a decoy. Move the general further back. But ideally, if there wasn't a large fleet with the chance of ours getting destroyed, I would actually use that naval artillery just to rain fire and death into the province, just to give us some flammable artillery support, because we don't have the buildings just yet to recruit catapults, and they're incredibly useful artillery equipment in Total War Attila, especially with the just sort of the way cities engulf with flames, and like they really buff flammable ammunition shots in Attila than, well, really any other Total War, to be honest. Okay, let's move up here, because they don't seem to be auto-firing. Oh wow, they are really descending upon us. Okay, let's give out some attack orders, so they should be able to get some shots off. I might be able to get a shot off myself. So it shouldn't take 2, if we can at least hit, that's terrible. If we can at least hit the ship with 1 of these, we should be able to engulf it, you would imagine. Oh, you're clipping here. Why are you moving back? Hang on, this is a bit better. Right at the general flagship. There we go. Oh my god, we're getting way too close for them. You need to pull back. I might have fluffed up here. You can't shoot from there? Oh my god. At least that one's nearly being brought down. Oh, okay. Why can't... I know you're not engaged, but you should be able to shoot. Okay. Well, there goes the navy, I think. Oh, I've done a big misplay. Oh, God. Yeah. I was thinking... Yeah, I guess I've played too much Rome 2 recently. Usually... Oh, my God. These guys are terrible. Yeah. I was thinking they were more confident and competent, like, compared to the giant ballista that are on the Roman ones. Oh, my God. The Visigoths there, and their Viking DNA. Love a sea engagement. Okay, we need to focus on this siege. Well, at least it's actually... it's a costly act, but I guess we're delaying most of the reinforcing units there. Because most of the Visigoth army, apart from the ones in the city in the garrison, most of their army's coming as a reinforcement, so they're going to have to land. So, it was a costly delaying tactic. Yeah, I really, in hindsight, shouldn't have brought up the navy. I thought they'd be I thought they had a quicker turning circle, to be honest. And they'd be a bit more quicker to rotate. Anyway, now that we've managed to attach... Oh my god, they are just ripping on through. And look at these flammable shots. Wow. I'm pretty sure under the reign of Justinian there was some pretty bad naval defeats. Like, I think that was one of the trait of his wars. Yeah, it wasn't there. Yeah, didn't like some fleet get sunk at Carthage in and around there quite bad? So, we've definitely got it in our wheelhouse for Justinian and his heirs to have terrible naval battles. Okay, so we're slowly but surely jumping on in, getting stuck into the garrison of the Visigoths. And we're doing quite well for now. Just keeping an eye on those 2 ships there. I don't think they're going to give us any worries for now. My cavalry's keen and ready to go. So we're slowly but surely progressing into the city. And if we can get to the town square and start initiating the countdown, that would be brilliant if we could. So, under the reign of the new emperor, Justinius, hopefully we can fulfill his father's ambition of reforging, restoring the Roman Empire. Got some cavalry there. Looks like some ships are swinging back around westward. Just need to keep a watchful eye of those, because we need to get my cavalry to rotate. But the heavily armoured Roman variants in this 555 AD mod look fantastic. I can't wait to get the sort of tier 3 later tier Roman infantry, because that is really going to change how these battles play out on the battlefield. We should be able to smash on through the barbarians. Well, to be fair, most of the heavier barbarian units are quite strong and competent. Alright, so we've got 5 units pushing against yeah, against this spear unit there, and they've just buckled, which is brilliant. Alright, continue your way onto the city. What is that flammable shot coming in? Where was that coming from? I don't know where that was. Maybe the arrow towers are trying to hit me or something? Okay, so it looks like those ships there on the coast are waiting for more reinforcements to come in. They're not coming one at a time, which is quite smart by them. Oh, here they go. So they're coming in now. Alright, quickly. They're making a heading. Move the archers back. Get everyone else to get in and charge. Oh, wow. We are just storming on through the city streets. We're gaining a lot of territory in there. Okay. Now, we have to wait until they disembark slightly on the beachhead before we can give out a Roman charge. But if we can now, I want to try and give out, well, maybe up here. Give out some attack orders, lads. Stop the reinforcements. There we go. Take as many as you can. Kill. No, man. No, don't kill too many if you don't need to. Because we're good Greek Christians at the end of the day. But these are barbarians. God wills it. Okay. They're wavering already. They're getting smashed. Alright, back into the city. We're starting to slowly raise the Roman banner and bring down the Visigoth one. I need to watch out for those towers as well, because we don't want them to hit me. Alright, man. Some of them didn't even make it. Some of them were so fearful of getting onto the sand that they just jumped right off the side of the boat. Oh, my cavalry is just absolutely shredding on through the Visigoths. Yeah, that's what I've noticed. Like, their axe and cavalry units have been alright, but if they don't have a bunch of them, my cavalry has really been the MVP of this series, to be honest. Alright, yeah, go to those towers and try to bring them down. Get them to stop firing upon me. My god. We smashed on through them. But to be fair, they were a naval sword unit, so they're slightly different. They're nowhere near as, well, strong. Even, like, numerically, they're quite different. And they've probably got the wobbly sea legs about them. They're a little bit seasick. Okay. So they've still got a decent amount of Nova units there. But the countdown is just smashing on through. We're going to be able to win this one, which is awesome. Thanks, because we've sniped the town square. Look at this. Hey, victory. Let's end it there, and a decisive one for the Romans. Okay, wow. So, with Tiberius, thanks to the fleet, we lost 1,000. I wonder how many we actually lost within the city. Probably not overly too much, you'd imagine. But another settlement and city of the Visigoths has fallen to the Roman Empire. We can liberate if we want, but no. I want to occupy the territories if we can. Okay, so we need another commander. a naval commander to be precise. We didn't lose Tiberius because the fleet got stuffed up. Alright, well that's the one and done. I'm not going to use my navy if there's a huge naval reinforcements there. Well, that was the navy we tried to run down in episode 1 that were sort of threatening and posturing around my island home of Alba. Okay, we've got some general skills as well to dish out. Going with... what is this one? Just sort of like the innate skill that they have. I always like to buff that. And then go down to public order with my governor. Alright, welcome to the top of the turn. I called the island of Palma Alba for some reason. Oh, I was playing the Napoleon campaign a couple of days ago. That's why I said that. Okay, right. So, we currently have Tiberius, who is, well, I guess, Justinian's adoptive grandson. So, we'll push up there, see if they... okay. I won't wait for those other reinforcements. We'll play this one, because it's actually going to draw out the garrison. And this will be our first field battle of the series. Alrighty, it's currently pouring down with rain in the heart of Spain. That's what I'm talking about. I want a nice, dry, crisp olive day. Looks like there's some olive fields up there. Or maybe it's a vineyard, maybe the grapes, I don't know. Yeah, this is what I think when I think of Spain and Iberia. The nice orange and yellow scenery. Some mountainous hills as well. Okay, so this army is a little bit knackered. This battle should be good because we've got a lot of high ground. So we'll form up here. But these guys are battle hardened. So should be able to be alright. Okay, so we've got to be careful here because there is a reinforcing army. So we've made a long front line. We'll put our archers in reserve. Cavalry on the flanks. And we'll move the skirmishers away. But here is Tiberius, the heir, second in line. He's now moving up. Okay. Why are they fragmenting slightly? I don't know why. There seems to be a decent hill just east of the vineyard there, which you have to watch out for. We've got some reinforcements which seem to be coming from our behind, which will be difficult because we might have to have a two-frontal assault. Okay, so they're really coming in now. I might send all my cavalry over there. Let's move the general a bit closer to the archers to protect. We might need to bring some infantry over there to give some support as well. So they're now coming too. Right, let's give out an attack order with one of them. We'll get them to one of my cavalry unit to engage their cavalry. And then we'll get the other two to peel around and flank. It's only a very light cavalry unit, so we should be fine. And then swing around and surround. Okay, so they actually targeted both of those, which is interesting. But now we're surrounding the Visigoth cavalry. Let's see how the Goths fare against the Romans in an open field battle. If there's settlement battles or anything to come by, they're not that good. Okay. I'm nearly tempted just to make this a little bit... That front line looks a little bit too thin to me. So we'll make it a bit tighter. Alright. I will need to bring over some reinforcements if they start putting a lot of infantry over here. Let's pull back now. We've managed to knock out a decent chunk. So we'll fall back to a better position. Because the last thing as we want is that cavalry to hit me. Oh, okay, we've actually seen the enemy general there. Of the secondary army coming in. Okay, I'm going to need this reinforcements. So we'll bring these guys over, those spare cavalry units. This is going to be a close one. Still quite close. Even they're a very light melee unit. we're not doing as best as I was like. Oh my god, the general unit actually looks fantastic there. Very heavy cavalry. Oh wow, we are really doing terrible there. I don't know why. We're just like, the cavalry is just sprawling everywhere. Like, look, they're going from like a unit to like all singular. Is it because of the vineyard? I don't know why. Why are they doing that? That's why the unit is getting smashed, because it's not being... Yeah, look, even the other one's doing that. There's like no pathfinding here. Well, to save them, we might just need to charge on in there. Because look at this, my cavalry is absolutely everywhere. Blood, bodies and guts. Fertilizing the vineyard. It's always the best way to go, I guess. Alright, we're going to need some reinforcements here. So, axemen, swordsmen, break out of your defensive shield wall position. And goddamn, give this cavalry some help. Oh, we broke that spear, you know, which is good, but there's more well on the way. It looks like some of their swordsmen have actually slipped and gone into the main line. What a crazy looking fight this one is. But although the Emperor ordered a reconquest, a reconquista of Spain, by the look of it already, it's going to be easier said than done. Because it's still quite close in this. We're not just smashing and ploughing on through them in the fields. If my axemen are routing there. The problem is, the more we commit, the less we have to defend the archers that are sitting back. So let's reform you here. Okay, so we're doing a bit better now. Let's reform you here.
Our general is under attack.
There we go. We've managed to destroy 3 of theirs. Although it's a short-lived victory. We did lose a lot of units in the process. Okay, let's get those infantry back out. Although the cavalry units don't have much men about them, they can push on in and mop up the rest. Okay, so we probably destroyed half of the additional reinforcing, well, force that came in. Some of it has managed to rendezvous and rally up. With the main force. So the cavalry should have an easier time here getting stuck into those archers that went and got caught. Alright. So now they're starting to advance. Here is the main Visigoth force. Although we're attacking them, it does look like they might actually give a charge at us, which would be good. Oh, fantastic. Those archers have been completely destroyed. And we'll reform and get this high ground. I like that little piece of high ground there. Oh, hang on. I don't want to draw that. I want to do this. That's what I want. It gives us a little bit of an unfair advantage. It gives us sort of like a king of the hill sort of vibe. Like everyone's just trying to take it. Because you probably get a nice little speed buff with the cavalry. They can charge down on top of it. Okay, so they're 4 units of spears. 2 axes, 2 melee. Ooh, okay. And then they've got a lot of archers. And then what's that to ours? 2 axes. So we have them on the spears. But they probably have more infantry, which is annoying. So what I'll do is I'll try and get my cavalry to harass, parry, and just sort of annoy them. And just try and have a crack at those archers if we can. So we've made our defensive position here. If they push up and start getting stuck into my infantry, I can very well do some cycle charges by the look of it. The Visigoths might do a charge here against my cavalry. I just can't sort of see in the thick shrubbery. My archers are getting some shots off here. They're trying to whittle down the cavalry. It does look like they're putting their archers on the left to try and maybe just shoot and hit out my cavalry on that position. We'll swing them to the left-hand side. They've intertwined some of them there, but we might be able to catch them here. So my archers are focusing on their cavalry, which is probably not a bad idea. But the Visigoth front line is nearly about to clash upon the Romans. Oh my god, what a venomous shot there. But hold, men, hold the line for Tiberius. Because it's not necessarily make and break for the series if we don't lose this one, but it will set us back quite a bit because we're wasting a full stack and probably the territory we gained. We do have a small army to reinforce from Carthago Nova, basically. New Carthage in southern Iberia. That's what it was called back in the day. I guess we can call it that. Oh, that's an awesome thing. You can rename stuff in Total War Attila as well. So maybe I should go about renaming stuff. That sounds like a bit of an effort. Googling, like, the historical antiquity names. And also, because the settlements in Total War Attila aren't in the exact same spot, because some olden cities are being completely destroyed and wrecked, while new ones have popped up and remain to this day that didn't have any Roman influence. But most did. Like, most of the Central European capitals have had a really strong Roman influence. Most, not all. Okay. So my front line seems to be holding for now, not particularly in the center. My cavalry charge around the flank here, going against the last of their cavalry and their archers. We did well against the archers, but not too much else. Alright, we need to get some fire patterns off here. Like, it is sometimes better to not arc their shots straight up and down, actually hit the angles. Like, it's actually better off if the archer units on the left fire on a unit that's on the far right, and then vice versa. Okay. So, although we're in a defensive position there, pushing up through the shrubbery into the high ground, we're holding. Okay, we've got some units here that are just not doing anything. So, we'll break out of their shield formation. And, like, yeah, just wrap around. This is super close. This is going to turn into a rather unorthodox battle, ironically. Because every unit is fighting for themselves, in the sense of they're not really forming a cohesive front line. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull this off. I think we're really outnumbered. That's really unfair. That's 60% in my favour. They're now wavering. We're going to have to chuck the general in. We're going to have to risk Tiberius' life if he wants to come away from this battle with a victory. Without his tail between his legs. The right side is capitulated now. I'm just trying to general snipe here with my cavalry. Alright, let's charge down the hill. That might give us a speed boost and a buff. But yeah, maybe I need to sort of adopt some of these family members, because we don't seem to be having hardly any new births in our family tree, which is weird. I want Tiberius to have a son. Many sons. We can bring him in to the family tree if we want. Oh, they're now buckling. Okay, I think we're good now. Enough of them are wavering. Alright, go down here, try and get rid of the general, the enemy general. There we go, 95%. Hey, victory! What a crazy looking fight. I really liked that map. That was a really fun and enjoyable map. Even with some of the units bugging out. But overall, a really decent fight. Alright, let's end that one there. Close victory. So we deployed 2.5k, lost 1.2, and we were outnumbered by about 700 or so, which isn't too crazy. But Tiberius has picked up another glorious victory. He's winning a lot more fights than his adoptive father, to be honest. Yeah, 3-star commander now. I wouldn't mind the money, also wouldn't mind the replenishment, but I want to be able to take the town if we can. I was like, should we give chase? Yeah, let's do it. Let's completely get this army destroyed. I don't want it fleeing back into friendly territory. So we'll get rid of them, and we'll swing back around. Okay, so we can't take the city, but we've destroyed the garrison. They're not going to be able to replenish too quickly on anyway. Alright, well, unfortunately it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed episode 2. We had 2 battles in today's episode. Because that I played for an hour yesterday, I only got 1 battle, so I kind of felt bad. I wanted to do 2 in this one if we could. But yeah, anyway, stay tuned for episode 3 coming out soon, where we're still slowly but surely gaining territory in Iberia. The Visigoths have a really strong holding here, so it is going to take quite a bit of time to chip on through the Visigoth Iberian presence. Yeah, so anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. Stay tuned for episode 3 coming out soon, and I'm going to play the outro now. Unfortunately, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Check out my social media links in the description below if you'd like to stay connected with me. Let me know feedback and suggestions for the video. Got to say a huge thank you to my patrons and channel members: Victor K, Sebastian C, Jordan K, Caesar L, Brian S, Tal, Liam B, Kyle P, Tom C, and Wyatt P. But thanks guys, my name has been Simpzy, much love from Australia, goodbye.